Hi guys, Nigel with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench back again, and it's another end of month chat. It doesn't seem like 5 minutes ago it was my birthday, but yeah, this month's flown by, but I guess there's been a lot going on. So yeah, as usual, we're going to start off with a massive thank you. Thank you to all the Patreons and PayPal people who contribute to the channel month on month. That's very, very good of you. Thank you very much. I've had a few people ask how they can sort of make a one-off donation because, you know, some people don't want to sign up to Patreon and stuff, and we'll have to sort something out for that. I guess we could do it through PayPal, or I could do a buy me a coffee thing. I'll have to set that up and put a little logo in the bottom of the video or something. You can just like donate £1 if you want to, you know. It's also a good way, you know, if somebody from America wants a couple of stickers or something, you know, if 10 people from America want stickers, that's going to cost me 20 odd quid to post them. So, you know, I've had the stickers made, and Paul and Sue and Chris have had their stickers made. You know, we can't be expected to lay out money to send them. So it's a good way of like recovering the money for the postage from that. So I may have to look at doing that. So that's something maybe for this or for next month. So yeah, thank you to all the new people who've subscribed. It's been a little bit quiet this month with new subscribers, but I guess I've been a little bit quiet with the videos, haven't I? I don't know. I guess the weather's getting better and less people are sort of stayed in and watching videos and stuff, and there's been a multitude of bank holidays, aren't there, and other sporting events, which has probably taken people away. So yeah, the actual sub number's been a bit slow this month, but you know, hey ho. Yeah, at least it's going up. That's a positive thing. It's not going down. And also thank you to you all for your fantastic comments. The negative comments seem to be practically disappearing. It's really, really good. So yeah, thanks for that. Had a couple yesterday, but never mind. You can see those on the on one of the videos. But anyway, so yeah, great. And basically just a massive, massive thank you. At the end of the video, there'll be a list with a bit of music of your names going up, all the people who contribute to the channel. And yes, that list is getting longer and longer and longer. So thank you very much. And at the end of that list is people who actually donate, not money, but, you know, products and stuff to the channel, like One Man Army and Qatari and now Hong Kong Models, ICM, HBH, the list goes on. So yeah, thank you very, very much. It's all getting very, very busy, busier than I ever expected it to. And also just a quick word about Jess. A lot of you ask about Jess, how she is. For those of you that don't know, Jess is my little wire-haired fox terrier, my little life and soul of the party, if you like. She was diagnosed back early in the year with a lump in her bladder. She had the lump removed. Turns out it's cancer, so it's going to come back. I'm kind of getting my head to grips with it now and kind of thanking someone that I had the time with her. She's still here. She's still fighting fit. She's like a puppy. She's eating, drinking, playing, alert, barking at anybody that walks past the house. So as far as I'm concerned, for now, she's okay. And every night we go to bed, yep, she always sleeps on the bottom of my bed. And every night we say we got another day, Jess. So yeah, thank you all for asking. And if things start to go, you know, tits up or whatever, obviously I will let you know. But as long as I don't say anything, just assume she's okay. But I'll keep you updated every month. So yeah, today is the 31st of May 2023, and we finished the Spitfire. Some of you may be disappointed that I didn't have it weathered, but it seems a lot of you are glad I didn't. I was going to start putting some oils on it and streaking and perhaps a floor rewash to pick up all the detail in that, and I thought, no, it just looks nice. I don't know if you know what I mean, but it just looks nice. It's got that very, very slight sheen that the LP23 matte varnish gives you, so it's a very, very slight sheen. The decals have gone down like a dream. There's no silvering or anything. They're really thin, so there's no step on them. More on that in a minute. And the paint, the Tamiya paint, the colours and that, and I did that bit of pre-shading. The bit of pre-shading I did is just coming through, and the blotchiness of the paintwork. And I just think it just looks really, really nice, even if I say so myself. So yeah, as I said, but in the final video, I'd like to be able to give that to a museum or something and just have it sat in a cabinet with a little card, you know, built by Nigel's Modelling Bench or whatever. So maybe that will happen. I know Wendy loves it, so if Wendy likes it, if you like it, Wendy, you can have it. I will somehow get it to you. I'll probably take it apart and then you can put it all back together again. But so yeah, if you want it, Wendy, you can have it. So there you go. The Apache is here. Now, I can't remember what the last video I put up was. Was it part 7 or part 8? But obviously you've got part 9 and 10 to come. Spoiler alert, part 10 has done me. Okay, it's here, it's painted, it's gloss coated. Yes, it looks very dark, but when you matte coat it, the colour comes down. And the reason I gloss coated it is I wanted to put some decals on. And when you watch part 10, you'll see that what I did, I put the first decals down on the rocket launchers. You can hardly see them because they're tiny, they're sort of stencils and stuff. A couple of them are white, so obviously you can see them, but you can hardly see the stencils. And if you look at pictures of newish Apaches, it's the same with them, you can hardly see them. The problem is the decals in the kit, this goes on and on. The problems with the decals in the kit, they're absolutely dead matte. Okay, they're dead matte, so they just don't want to go down. I've always found the decals that are shiny tend to conform to detail better than decals that are dead matte. Maybe you found different. So what I'm finding with them, they're going down, but obviously we've got raised rivet detail on here, we've got engraved panel lines, and the decals have to go over all of it. And I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but the main place to show you is on the tail here. There's one there. Okay, I can probably catch it in the light so you can see how that carrier film is just so obvious, and they're fairly thick. Now, I have even gone with Tamiya extra thin on these to get them to go down over the rivets, and I think I've just about succeeded, although there is still some silvering there. You can probably see it, there's still some silvering there. So I've stopped. I've stopped not just because the decals are absolute shite, but because the decal instructions are absolute rubbish. If you thought the assembly instructions were bad, wait till you see the decals. For example, on the front here, on here and on here, and on there and on there. So you've got 4 positions for decal number 2, I think it is, but they only give you 2 decals. You've got a couple of decals down here, which are number 3, and then you're supposed to put another 2 number 3s up here on the tail, I think it is. Nope, you only get 2 of them. And then you come along and it calls for decal 19 or something, and it's like, no, it's got like an APU exhaust warning next to the main exhaust. And then you've got another one where it's telling you to check the engine oil level, and that's going on the side of the gearbox here. It's just absolute garbage. And then I'm looking at them, and I've noticed they've got like hypoig boil and stuff like that, or load of spelling wrong, which doesn't really matter because you can't hardly see them. But the thing is, with an Apache, it's absolutely plastered in stencils. So I've stopped. I'm hoping that everyone else is going to have the same problem. We'll all cry, we'll throw our toys at the pram, and then maybe somebody will come up with an aftermarket set, because they are awful. They're worse than Hobby Boss. I probably spent 4 hours putting down about 6 decals, and it's just pathetic. They will not go down. I've even tried this one here. This one here, where is it? The Tamiya Super Strong. Now that melts paint. I mean, that's how strong that is. So you've got to be really careful that it doesn't get on the paint, because it'll just dissolve the paint and it'll run off. It's like thinners, and even that doesn't attack them. So yeah, really fed up. So my plan is, I'm going to wait for somebody from the aftermarket to come out of the set, because I've spent hours and hours and hours and struggled to get this thing together, and I don't want to destroy it now with shit decals, because there's another reason I'll tell you in a second. I'll spray that again. What I'm going to do is either wait for aftermarket decals, okay, so we'll finish it off then, or when the Meng one comes out, I'm going to approach Meng and see if I can buy a set of decals. I'm tempted to email Meng now and suggest to them that they offer their decals as an upgrade set for Takom people to buy, because I know Meng decals are a lot better than that. Meng decals generally go down beautifully. These things are awful. They are the worst I've ever seen. They're awful. So they're thick, they're matte, they've got loads of carrier film on them. Those who are familiar with an Apache, you will know that just here, for example, about here and about here, okay, so about there and about there, there is a vertical line, and it shows the way that the footmark, where to board the aircraft, sort of follow this black line. And in between, it's one decal, right? So in between, I think there's some stencil in there, and they've made it as one decal. So you've got this sort of 1/2 inch square of carrier film that's thick, matte, and won't go down. And look what you've got to put it over. I mean, come on. Not even Cartograph would expect you to do that. And it's the same forwarder there. There's also another decal goes with like a loop on it and all that, and that's even bigger with a massive sheet of that carrier film on it. So yeah, they are, if you're watching this Tacom, you need to change it because they're crap. They are awful. And the instructions for the decals, as I say, absolutely dire. Absolutely dire. I mean, for example, down here, you've got 2 decals which are identical. Okay, they're both saying warning, antenna, electric shock and all that. They've got one is 12 and one is 13. Well, they're both 13. You know, and then you've got someone up here that'll say 12 and it's a completely different decal. No, here it is. I think 12 is there. And then they're saying this one's 12. And it's like, this one says something about towing and this one says something. And I've only got like 13 decals in. You know, a lot of them aren't used. So I've used like 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 12 and 10 or something. And it's just absolutely plastered with mistakes. The other thing I'm really pissed off about, and if you have got one of these, bear this in mind and remember this. I couldn't believe that with all that beautiful detail in the cockpit, they didn't have the stenciling on the sides of the console where it says do not grab here. They're actually in the decals, but they don't call them up in the instructions. So I saw them today hidden away between some stencils. I think they're number 17, but they've got the little white stencil, do not grab here. They're in the decal sheet, but of course mine's all closed up now. It's too late to put them on. So if you haven't fitted your windows yet, have a look at some reference pictures. On the side of the cockpit there, you've got, on the sides of the console, it's got do not grab here. The decals are in your decal sheet, number 17. You'll have some trouble putting them down. Get some good gloss down, get them down, and then give them a lot of coats to blend them in because they're really, really thick. So yeah, so that is stalled. Okay, so today we finished the Spitfire and we've stalled the Apache. All right, I will get back to it because I can't wait to do the rotor head. I've got this is going to have the folded rotors and all that lovely framework to go on the back, and it is a beautiful, beautiful model which is just let down by some really stupid planning. And awful instructions. So we'll get there with that one. So as I say, I'm going to get onto Meng and see if I can get some decals from them. I'll see if I can buy some and suggest that they offer them as a sort of an aftermarket extra so that other people can buy them. So going on from that, I've been asked by a couple of people if I would do like I did with the Stuka and the Lancaster, do an instruction review. Sort of go through the instructions and pick out all the things that I found and let you know, such as like those decals and stuff and some other bits and pieces. So I think I'll do that, and I think what I'll also do at the same time, I'll do a review of the D kit. Because like if you see, Metro Hobbies put out a review today of the D model, and they're saying what a beautiful kit, it's got all this plastic, it's got all these sprues, the instructions are great, look at it, it's all got a decal sheet, it's all lovely and that. And yeah, I know now because I've done one. So people always say inbox reviews, they're never an indication of the quality of a kit. They are an indication of perhaps accuracy. They're an indication of how far the manufacturer's gone with detail, like surface texture and rivets and all that sort of stuff. And it shows you like if we've got stupid ejector pin marks or loads of flash and everything, but you could have the most beautiful kit in the world. Like I reviewed that yesterday, that A20 there from Hong Kong Models, which looks absolutely gorgeous. It might be a little rubbish to put together. I very much doubt it because their Hong Kong Models do go together very, very well. All of them do. So I should imagine that's going to be exactly the same. But you know, I mean, like I did the review of this Apache. It's like, oh my God, this is beautiful. I've wanted Apache forever. And look at all the detail in that. And it's been an absolute bloody bastard to build. So there we go. So that's what I've got planned for the next few days or whatever. The next build was going to be that, the A20G. I wanted to build that next because I want to build it and be one of the first to build it. But I found out yesterday that Peter over at Airscale is doing a cockpit set for it. I'll put a couple of pictures up now so you can have a look. And it's on pre-order. It's only £20.95. So you go and have a look at that. I've contacted Peter and he's sending me one as soon as it's about. It should be around about the end of June, beginning of July, hopefully a little bit earlier because I don't want to wait that long. But the thing is, the cockpit in the kit is very, very nice. But he's done that. I mean, I'm a sucker for these brass seats. Well, it's not brass, it's nickel silver, I think he uses. Yeah, and he's got all the consoles down the side. They've got lots and lots of switchgear in them. So he's done the same as he's done like with the Lancaster, where you've got a panel with a decal with holes in, and then you can just add wire to make the little toggle switches. So I think that'll look really lovely because the cockpit's quite wide with just a single seat in it. So I think you are going to see a lot. I don't think you're going to see much of the instrument panel because it's buried away, but you're going to see a lot of the control columns that come down the side and the throttle levers and everything. I think they're all going to be very, very obvious because, as we all know, normally a cockpit is sort of like this, and you've got the canopy on the top, so everything's sort of hidden away, whereas this one is kind of like this, and it's got this one, like, if you imagine my head is the seat, it's like this, whereas normally the cockpit's like that, this one's like that. So all the stuff that's around is going to be on show. So yeah, worth getting. So I'm going to wait for that to come out before I start the kit, and I want to try and build it as per the instructions. I know I said I was going to do it out of the box, but I don't want to turn down that offer of that Airscale set. No, I want to see how that goes. So what are we going to do next? We are going to do this little beastie. Now, you saw me review this, and I've been looking forward to getting this kit. Now, it's probably a little overpriced. If you go to Models for Sale, I think it's probably one of the cheapest in the country. It is a lovely little kit. It's got some errors. It's like that Scammell badge on the front is missing. There's no spare wheels for the trailer, but maybe we can cast some, I don't know. But, you know, it's worth having a look and see what we can do. But I think there's going to be a lot of aftermarket come out for it. I have contacted Accurate Armour, who do the beautiful resin kit of it, and asked them if they would consider doing like an upgrade set to turn that into something as good as theirs. And they haven't replied. But it would just be a case of a new set of trailer wheels, because those trailer wheels are disgusting with all those ejector pin marks. The Scammell badge for the front and the spare wheels for the trailer. Peter Field has built one. Peter Field's a friend of the channel, fan of the channel. And he's basically said that there's a lot of issues with the instructions, that there's parts in the kit that aren't called up for in the instructions. And I've had a look, and the first one I found straight away is underneath here. You've got this great big bash plate here, there, which is, I think, for the air, I think that's the air filter under there. There's a great big bash plate there, and it's not called up in the instructions. It's just not there, but it's there on everything else. And I found it. It's part D20, so you just have to add that in. It's not even shown on the instructions, I don't think. So yeah, be careful of that one. I guess at the end of the day, you'll have sprues with bits left on them. And we've also got, from the stash, I've got that, which I've had for years, which would sit nicely on the back of it. And I've also got that, which I've had for a few years, that would sit on the back of it. And I looked in the box, and I don't remember doing this, but I've actually added all the suspension arms to the tub, like, or the hull, should I say. I don't remember doing that. But, and somebody who can tell me, would it be okay to do that scheme and put that on the back of a green Scammell? I think it probably would, wouldn't it? Because I love the Berlin scheme. Let us know in the comments below, please. So there we go. And then one final thing, if you've got one of these, there you go. I've got 3 of these. 24 scale Typhoon. If you've got one of those, I've got a review coming hopefully tomorrow that you will absolutely love. So if you've got one of those and you haven't quite finished it yet, don't finish it tonight, because I got a review coming of some lovely aftermarket for that. So have to wait and see what that is. So there we go. So that's basically that from May. As I say, in a minute I'll put the list of names up, Star Wars fashion, and you can all see your names, all the Patreon people, see your names coming up on there. And if you are watching and you know of a decal manufacturer who would be interested in remaking the decals for this Apache, I would happily send them my decals to scan and copy. And then perhaps we could work together and come up with a better set of decal fitting instructions, because by God, they're dire. They are dire. Terrible. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all soon. A little bit of music for you now and a load of names, and bye for now. Happy June, and hope you've enjoyed May. Hope you've enjoyed my latest builds. I've done 4 this year. I finished 4 kits this year. He who never finishes anything, 4 kits, and it's only May. So may that continue. I was hoping to get this Apache done sort of within the next week or 2, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. So I'll see you all soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.